The days of Sharpies and waterslide decals are over. How have custom minifigures changed over the past decade or more? And what's the difference between UV printing and pad printing? What other potential difficulties do custom minifigure manufacturers still face today? When I was a kid, I Sharpied custom minifigures and made my own videos on YouTube. They were all custom clones. Up until I started doing some DC customs because I watched a lot of Batman, the Brave and the Bold. But my custom clone troopers started off, and for the most of the part, were just purple Sharpie on Phase 1 Clone Wars style minifigures. The original Clone Walker battle pack with 3 blank Phase 1 clone troopers as well as just 1 gunner was a catalyst for me, and I assume others, to just Sharpie all over them. After a certain point, I would print off, waste an entire sheet of paper printing off a little decal, and then cut out that little decal, which I had painstakingly made sure was the right size for a minifigure like torso or segments of the legs, and then I'd laminate it with tape, just Scotch tape, and then I'd put double-sided tape on the back and just tape it to the chest of these minifigures. For at-home customizers, making decals for rounded surfaces like clone trooper helmets or their arms even can be somewhat difficult. Printing directly onto these parts or casting new parts entirely from scratch at home is basically impossible for most people. However, for at-home customizers, modeling clays as well as paints can achieve a higher level of detail than mass production custom clone troopers or other minifigures can really achieve. Back in the early days of custom minifigures on YouTube, I know Michael MGF really pioneered and pushed the boundaries of what was possible to do at home with paints and clays. In the early days of all of this, Clone Army Customs was one of the only sources where you could buy custom minifigures online, and even then they were mostly clone troopers. The Clone Army Customs website looks pretty much exactly the same as it did 14 years ago. Clone Army Customs was originally known for their waterslide decals before they graduated to actually pad printing on their parts. Waterslide decals consist of a design printed onto a thin, transparent film. These transparent waterslide decals are then soaked in water before applying to the designated surface. Following that, you would need to use a clear coat or a sealant just to make sure the decal stayed on. However, even in the early days of these customs, there were better alternatives, like people who actually printed on their parts. I remember buying from Aerolite Customs a really long time ago, and that website also looks pretty much exactly the same as it did back then, but they would make their own parts, and then you could buy them blank or you could get them with specific pad printing on them. They'd have ones that were supposed to be like Mandalorian helmets, which were supposed to be Boba Fett or whatever, but they couldn't call it Boba Fett, which is something that custom designers still do to this day just to avoid copyright issues and that sort of thing. Most third-party custom Lego elements are made with ABS plastic, which is the exact same plastic that Lego uses for all of their parts, well, most of their parts. Nowadays, as customizers distance themselves from these fragile decals, what other printing methods are out there at their disposal? Pad and UV printing are the 2 primary ways of putting details directly onto Lego or custom Lego elements. UV prints are able to achieve finer details, finer lines, and also a wider range of colors at once. That you can have as many colors as you want on a single surface printed with UV. However, these UV prints can be easily distinguished from official Lego product because they have a bit of a matte quality, and you can see that they are slightly raised from the surface. They could even cast maybe shadow on the edge of them, if you have light at just the wrong angle. While pad printing is the method used by the Lego group itself. These flexible pads are covered with ink, and then they press down onto the plastic itself. But each pad is a specific color and a specific design. So if you want to have multiple colors on a single surface using pad, you would need to have multiple different pads with different colors and different designs and layer each one on top of the other. Custom minifigure companies which specialize in UV are more common because it's a bit of a cheaper process, less overhead in order to get the machines that are capable of doing pad printing. Fig Fab Labs, Firestar Toys, and Bagel Studio would be names that come to mind in the world of UV printing. While bigger brands like Citizen Brick have already graduated to the higher end pad printing process. Grandpa Clone Customs is an up-and-coming custom minifigure manufacturer that specializes in pad printing. Grandpa Clone Customs, or GCC, has partnered with several designers, including High Ground Animations, known for their imitation Clone Wars style 3D animation here on YouTube. Last year at Brickworld Chicago, MayDayFigs gave a presentation on pad printing. I was lucky enough to be there and record a bit of it. In an effort to achieve the highest quality custom Star Wars minifigures, Mayday partnered with GCC. Custom minifigures have become quite a team effort, with Mayday and GCC teaming up with graphic designer Melnick Edits. You can find him on Instagram. This partnership resulted in a minifigure rendition of the shape-shifting bounty hunter Zam Wesell from the beginning of Attack of the Clones, originally sent to assassinate Padme Amidala before being tracked down by Obi-Wan and Anakin and dying there at the hands of Sniper by Jango Fett. With the help of another collaborator, Bo-Katan Bricks, the team has come up with a custom element which replicates Zam's helmet as seen in the movie. This Zam Wesell minifigure is officially known as Zealous Hunter, and the team went out of their way to make it look as much like an official LEGO product as possible. This 2023 Zealous Hunter custom sold out in a matter of minutes from various sellers, just like other GCC products. Now in 2024, Mayday's customizing team has more products on the way. Their latest release is a updated and perfected release of Zealous Hunter with a new custom rifle from Brick Tactical. Sourcing the official LEGO parts for use in these customs is one of the largest hurdles still today for these custom manufacturers. GCC substitutes the most expensive LEGO elements with high-quality ABS replicas, notably Clone Trooper helmets, which they produce their own replicas of in-house, and then they don't have to buy these overpriced Phase 2 helmets off the secondary market and then wipe the official print off of it. There are other people who produce these sort of facsimiles of LEGO parts in the highest quality plastic, such as Jonak or Yonak Toys. MayDayFigs sourced all of the official arms, legs, everything for Zealous Hunter from Bricklink, buying in bulk and everything. Specifically, he had to track down the dual molded lavender arms from the Wonder Twins from the LEGO Batman collectible minifigure series in order to get Zealous Hunter dual molded lavender arms. Despite advancements in these printing technologies, some difficulties do persist for custom manufacturers, such as achieving these intricate designs with pad or UV printing, as well as sourcing authentic LEGO parts online. More custom manufacturers specializing in UV or even pad printing continue to emerge to this day. This reflects the growing demand for these high-quality products within the community. Collaborations between customizers, exemplified by Mayday's partnership with GCC and others, shows what it takes to achieve this sort of high-quality product nowadays. The future of custom minifigures promises continued innovation, especially as we inch closer and closer to the quality set by the LEGO Group. If you're interested in custom minifigures, make sure to check out MayDayFigs here on YouTube. He does reviews of other people's customs, shows off his own customs, but he also has done these insightful videos about various retired LEGO colors. He sent my Zam, my Zealous Hunter, in the box for one of his Earth Orange video, one of the only sets to feature Earth Orange parts. And you can see that in one of his videos. Because of his love for alternate colors, special LEGO colors, the entire palette, he made various limited edition Zealous Hunters in different colors. The one he sent me was pink with a special black colored head for the shape-shifting Zam. Also, for an example of how at-home customs will never die, check out Input Brick on YouTube. He does these not mass release, but like just personal customized renditions. Recently he did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and how he achieves that is that he mocks the whole thing up in like a 3D printing software, and then he's able to print off custom elements. It's not ABS plastic, I don't believe, but he's able to do all of this just at home using consumer grade 3D printing technology. Let me know your thoughts on custom minifigures in the comments, as well as if you've ever bought custom minifigures online from anybody. Are there any custom minifigures you're looking forward to, like those from MayDayFigs or GCC? Like and subscribe to help this channel grow. Thanks for watching.